Hey everybody, my name is Ricardo Garcia and I'm new here to the forum. So I'm a Taekwondo practitioner, I'm a 4th degree black belt, and I practice the Chang on Hyungs. Today I'm going to be kind of demonstrating a few of my ideas on Dungum. That's the second form that we learn. I really feel that this form has a lot to do with limb control, obviously, a little bit about head manipulation, and then opening up strikes, whether that be on the inside in the pocket or on the outside of your opponent. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate, starting with the first two techniques. We have the pseudo knife hand guarding block with the outside chamber like so, followed up by a head level strike with the backhand. So if this is my opponent's arm, right, I'm moving on the inside with the chamber, the 45 degrees out to the side, stepping, striking. From right here on the opponent's neck, I'm going to go ahead and use my hand to aim, and by that I mean a little bit of a face wipe, pushing the head away from me, exposing the back right here. From there, I'm going to go ahead and step through my full power strike to the back of the head. So the next technique that we're going to be working on, we can take it almost as a transition to get from the inside out to the back. So if we take it off the context, as we just moved in and struck the neck from move number 1. After that, if the opponent recoils and moves their body away from the strike, you're taking your front hand, you're bringing it down to the elbow of the arm, and you're going to perform a down block while shifting your stance to meet them and basically come behind them. So if this is the front of my opponent, I'm going to go ahead and use his arm, shift it down. This is their arm, moving it to the back. From right there, I can press the arm against the body, moving up to the head, followed by the next head strike. I can also take it down, hold it, and then move it for that next head level strike. Again, targeting right behind the ear. Okay, so the next technique that we're going to be working on is coming after the stepping forward 3 head level front punches. So we're looking at the double forearm block, or not the double forearm block. We're going to be looking at the square block, or different styles call it different things. So the chamber that we have for this is, at least in the school that I trained in, the right arm is on top. I know lots of ITF students practice it with the left hand on top, reaching out. I always practice with the right arm on top. So I see this as if I'm already behind the opponent, for instance, I just use the down block to enter from the outside. Okay. From this position, if I control the arm, I can bring the opponent's head forward and bring their posture forward. I take this hand, I strike at the elbow and whip it back, right? So I'm going to strike and whip it back. After that strike, whip back, I bring my arm underneath theirs. Once their head is dropped forward to approximately here, I'm going to lift the arm and do an uppercut to the chin, right? Now from right there, I follow through with the motion of my arm lifting theirs, boom, and I'm going to go ahead and let it toss over my head. Now, since this hand is touching their head, I'm going to go ahead and keep contact with the face, stepping through, striking. Again, working to control that limb once I pass it over. So it's 1, 2, 3. Again, controlling the limb. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to the next technique. So we're going to be looking at the down block, upper block sequence. Okay, and I really just see this as, again, I'm in front of my opponent, I'm on the inside, and I have control of their wrist. So if we take it off the context of the last technique, we just shifted forward and strike into the head. Okay, I'm going to take this arm that I'm controlling, and again, I'm facing the front of my opponent here. I'm going to go ahead and use this arm a lot like we did on the last technique, and I'm going to strike down at the elbow. Okay. And for this one, I'm going to strike it, and I want to lift straight after that. So I'm going to drop their head forward, and then strike directly underneath the chin. So it should look a little bit like this. Very simple. Okay, now we're going to be looking at the very last techniques of the form. So I always found it interesting in the forms that I practiced how we had a knife hand guarding lock, and we also had what they called the side knife hand guard, right, which is like this. The chamber is similar to like a karate shuto-uke, okay, but instead of having the hand closed and chambering it back normally all the way to the hip. So it looks like this, coming in basically in a straight sideline instead of the 45-degree angle. Again, I just see this as an option once we're on the inside and controlling the opponent's limb, right? So if the opponent is facing us, right, basically belly and face facing us, we use the down block, upper block sequence. However, if we want to shift offline to the opponent, so if the opponent's front is right here, instead of being here, I'll shift off to the side, controlling at the wrist, striking right here to the back of the neck as opposed to the side with the first knife hand guarding block. From right there, similar thing as the first technique, I'm going to use my hand, face wipe the head if they keep on coming up, step through with a full power strike. Alright guys, I hope you found that useful. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the flow drill that I put together that helps me run through all those techniques that I just showed you in regards to Dungum. Hope you guys liked it.